Hi, folks. This is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report. Recently there have been, I've had news articles that have been written about one of the things that I said at one of Massena's town board meetings. And when I was there, I wanted to tell the board about a meeting that had been instituted by the DEC, by Jana Lantry, who's our regional manager, to try to bring the DEC and the public together to discuss some of the issues we have now in our waterways, and specifically the St. Lawrence River and the bass fishing and how it's affecting everybody. And I've done another report to you about this. But recently, some of these news articles have sort of slanted it in a different way that I intended, and I have no choice over what they might put in there. But here's what I wanted you to realize. The most important thing to me, and what I believe with all my heart, is that fishing is the most vital part of the growth of the economy of our area as we go forward. Not because there aren't other wonderful things. There's a heritage and a history of this being an industrial area. But there's a history and a heritage of the U.S. being an industrial country. And so much has moved overseas because of money. And so whether we can rebuild ourselves as an industrial area is still a question that there's no positive answer, really. We've tried and tried and tried. We've got so much going for us in terms of transportation because of the St. Lawrence River, because of cheap power, because of the Power Authority. So many reasons why this should be an attractive place for industry to move to. But we still are sort of running uphill trying to do that. But fishing is something that I think is so special about this area. And personally, for me, it doesn't give me great personal joy to have 100, 200, 300 bass boats flying up and down the St. Lawrence River. What does give me joy is thinking that perhaps because of some of the efforts that I've done to bring these tournaments here, perhaps it's benefiting all of us economically. And I don't mean just the businesses, the motels, the restaurants, the gas stations, and so forth that people spend money in. Whenever there's more money spent in an area, it will seep down, and so that every single person that lives there really does benefit in one way or the other. And that's my total goal. Fishing for me is not only a way of life, but it's something that does so much for me. And it's not about what fish I might go after or whether I fish the St. Lawrence River or what. Here's what I think is the biggest sort of attraction of what this area is that we have so many free, and I'm going to say it, free choices that we can make here, depending on who we are and what we enjoy. Each day we can choose so many different opportunities, whether it's to go out in the big river, whether it's to fish out there or take a speedboat or just a slow scenic cruise up and down the river. Or we have all these tributaries and ponds, and some of us might enjoy that more. The point is we have it all. We have these choices that depending on the person, depending on the family, there's something here for everybody. And I can't stress this enough. I remember going to do a sports show one year in Montreal when we were trying to bring more attention. This was back several years ago. But I was struck by what struck the people coming into our booth. And it wasn't so much the wonderful fishing. It was that the wonderful fishing was available to all. It isn't the case in so many other parts of the world and even in the country and in Canada. Somebody can come here, they can park their car along any waterway, and there's a great chance that they can take part in that fishing. And the fishing is probably going to be very personal, and they're going to find themselves alone enjoying just an incredible area. And that is what makes this area so special to me. When I was doing my TV shows and traveling all over the country, I used to think back, I've left the best at home. And what the best meant to me was the experience, the opportunity, the tremendous variation in offerings that we have that any other place I've been to didn't have all of the same things. We have the foothills of the Adirondacks. We have the St. Lawrence River. We have numerous tributaries that flow into the river, each one of them offering a bit of a different experience. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meisner with the North Country Fishing Report.